and welcome. I'm Carrie of Firefly Community, here to take you through a short yoga practice to help you calm your body and mind. So if you're having a stressful day, this is a great practice to just help you turn inward and relax. A couple things you'll need. You can have either a yoga block, or if you don't have a block, have a pillow nearby. And we'll start with a little bit of turning inward, some movement, and then move into some yin yoga poses. We'll start in embryo pose, which is similar to child's pose. However, your knees are together and your arms are back. So bring your knees together, let your hips sink back towards your heels, bring your torso forward onto your thighs, your forehead down to your mat, and reach your arms back. Now, if you come into this shape and you're finding you're experiencing any pain at all in your knees, you can use either a block or a pillow between your hips and your heels to take some of that compression out of the knees so your hips aren't as far back, to alleviate any knee pain. If you still have knee pain, you'll lift your hips even a little higher. If in this pose your forehead doesn't easily come to the floor, you could use a block or a pillow underneath your forehead. Once you have found a way that you can be comfortable in this pose, we'll take some nice deep full breaths. Big inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale, let it go. Do that a couple more times. Inhale through your nose. Open mouth exhale. One more just like that. To let go of anything that's taking you out of the moment and bring your awareness into your body right here, right now on your yoga mat. Allow this pose to help you turn inward, let go of any outside noise. Just be here in your body. Notice how you're feeling today, anything that's standing out or not. Take one more deep full breath where you are. And then bring your hands to your mat to press into your hands to lift your torso. And then you can sit to one side or the other to bring your legs out in front of you. And make sure your block or your pillow is nearby so that you can reach it from your back. And then lay down onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And take a little rock side to side. Massage your low back. And then start to move your knees in some circles. You can circle them in one direction, one hand on each knee. So you're kind of rolling around on your low back. And then switch direction of your circles. Roll the other way. Circle your knees the opposite direction. And then come back through center. For happy baby pose, you can grab either your feet, shins, or behind your thighs, but send your feet up towards the ceiling as though you're trying to stamp your feet on the ceiling. Even if you're holding your feet, if you're holding the outside edges of your feet, you'll want your arms inside your legs. Knees out nice and wide towards your shoulders. Press your tailbone down towards the floor. If it's hard to keep your shoulders and your head relaxed on the mat while holding your feet, you could hold your shins or hold behind your knees. The shape is still the same either way. And if your whole spine is down and it feels good in your body, you might find a sense of play here. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. You could also straighten maybe one leg at a time or both legs at the same time. It's finding a little bit of movement that feels good in your body. We'll take a few more breaths in our happy baby pose before we move into some longer hold stretches. If your legs were straight, bend your knees and then let go of whatever you're holding on to. Hug your knees into your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, and then release your feet down onto your mat so they're about hip width apart. And now press into your feet to lift your hips up enough that you can place a block or a pillow underneath your sacrum. And if you're using a pillow, you might have to fold it in half so that it provides enough support that you can let your hips completely come down onto your support. And then check in with your shoulders, tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Lengthen the back of your neck, gaze straight up at the ceiling. Rest your arms down by your sides. And then if you're using a block, you might hold on to it for this next step. To move into legs up the wall pose, lift your feet up off of the floor, send your legs straight up towards the ceiling. And I find when I move it into legs up the wall pose using a block, I have to just bump my hips a little bit more up onto the block so that it feels secure. Once it feels secure, you can relax your arms down by your sides, or you could cactus your arms, or you could rest one hand on your heart, one hand on your navel. You might gaze up at your feet here for a moment. You could find a little movement in your feet if you'd like here as you first settle in. You might point and flex your feet a few times. Or make some circles to just find a little movement in your ankles. You might hear some clicking or popping as you do so. And then eventually find some stillness. And in this pose, we are inverting, so we're getting upside down, which is great to get another perspective. But it's also helpful for after you've been sitting for long periods of time, whether it's been working at your desk or driving in a car or being on an airplane, because this sends any blood that's kind of pooled in the lower body back to your heart to then go to your lungs to be reoxygenated, so that when we come out of this pose, we get fresh blood flow back into the lower body. Usually it's our calf muscles working that pumps the blood from our legs back to our heart. But if you have been sitting for a long period of time, that hasn't been happening. So this is a great way to just get that fresh blood flow back into your lower body. And we'll hold this for a little bit of time here. But if your feet fall asleep and you get that tingly sensation, you can always hold on to your block, bend your knees, bring your feet back down to your mat to get that fresh blood flow back. But if you're feeling okay, you're not getting that tingly sensation in the toes, we'll stay here for one more minute. Again, check in with the back of your neck, make sure it's still nice and long. You might pull your chin slightly towards your throat. You still have space between your chin and your chest, but that little tuck of your chin towards your throat gives a little bit of pressure here on your thyroid. Notice your breath. Take nice slow inhales and exhales. And then hold on to your block as you bend your knees, bring your feet back down to your mat. Check in with the positioning of your block again, making sure it's underneath your sacrum, that triangular bone there at the back of your pelvis. And let your hips just rest onto your block or your pillow if you don't have a block. This is supported bridge pose with your feet planted, about hip width apart. Arms can again either stay down by your sides, or you could create a cactus shape with your arms to get a little more stretch across your chest and shoulders. Check in again with your shoulder blades. Make sure they're tucked nicely underneath you so that they're providing support. If you need to, you can kind of shimmy yourself a little side to side to make that happen, or point your fingertips up towards the ceiling. Press into your upper arms to lift your shoulders, draw your shoulder blades towards each other, and then set back down. And once you've done that, relax your arms again. Lengthen the back of your neck, gaze straight up at the ceiling so we're not turning the head at all. This is a gentle back bend, but it helps expand our lungs. And as you breathe here, these nice full breaths, we're also exercising the heart, because the heart is connected to the lungs through fascia. And so when we have movement and breath in our lungs, it also exercises the heart. This is a really subtle and gentle back bend. If you want a little bit more, you could always bump your block up to a taller height by pressing into your feet, lift your hips, shift the block, and then set your hips back down. A little harder to do with the pillow, but if you are using a block, you can always deepen the back bend if it feels good for you. If it doesn't feel good, stay at that lowest height, or use a folded pillow. We'll be here for just a few more breaths. And then press into your feet, lift your hips up, move the block off to the side or your pillow, bring your hips all the way back down to your mat. Bring your feet wide to the edges of your mat, let your knees fall into each other for constructive rest, just as a reset here for your spine to come back to neutral. And walk your feet back towards each other, and for a supine butterfly, bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees fall open, rest your arms however they feel comfortable. This pose gives a gentle stretch in the outer hips and the inner legs. If at any point this feels like too much on your outer hips or inner legs, you could bring blocks or pillows underneath your thighs to support your legs a bit if you need it. Let your body completely relax. Continue with your deep, full inhales through your nose. And you can either exhale out of your mouth or out of your nose, whatever feels more relaxing. Take 3 more deep, full breaths. Then bring your hands outside your thighs. Push your knees towards each other. Bring your feet wide to the edges of your mat again. Let your knees fall into each other for constructive rest. We'll take a few breaths here. And if your low back still feels a little sensitive, you can stay here as long as you need to. Otherwise, hug your knees into your chest, wrap your forearms around your shins, give yourself a big hug, bring your forehead to your knees, and then release into Shavasana. Bring your legs out long in front of you. Lift up your hips and move them down. Tuck your shoulder blades underneath you. Rest your arms down by your sides with your palms up. Close your eyes. Take a quick scan of your body, starting with your feet. Notice the heaviness of your heels. Feel your legs against your mat. The heaviness of your hips, your pelvis. Feel the backs of your hands against the floor or your mat. Where can you soften? Feel your arms against the mat. The heaviness of your shoulders and your head. Let your head rest back into the mat. Know that you're being supported here. And there's nowhere else that you need to be. Stay in your Shavasana as long as you need to. But when you are ready to move, start with small movements. Wiggle your fingers, your toes. Might rock your head a little side to side. Roll your ankles and your wrists. And take a big full body stretch. Arms overhead, legs out long, let your back arch. And then bend your knees. And you can either roll straight up to seated or roll to either side. Use your bottom arm as a pillow. And then as you feel ready, press yourself up through to seated. And you might just take one more breath from a nice tall position, seated, however feels comfortable for you. Exhale all of your breath. As you inhale through your nose, sit up a little taller, get longer in your side bodies. And as you exhale, relax your shoulders, get heavy in your sit bones. And that concludes our practice. I hope you were able to find a little bit of relaxation and calming sensations from this practice, and I hope to see you again soon. Take care.